Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to recap and explain a recently released film called Silent Night. It's a dark horror comedy film. The film opens at a country estate house of Nell and Simon. They had 3 kids: Hardy, Thomas, and Art. Art, being the youngest one, was smart and curious, whereas twins Hardy and Thomas were kind of dumb. Like previous years, Nell and Simon had invited their school friends for Christmas dinner. The first family was Sandra, her husband Tony, and her daughter Kitty. The second was Bella and her wife Alex. Finally, James and his young wife Sophie. Sophie had no interest in attending this party, as last year Nell made her sit in the kids section. She was also absent in last year's Christmas photo. Probably she was the one who took the photo. Anyway, here James convinced her by saying, "Nell is like a sister to me. I can't leave them this year." Sandra and her family were the first ones to arrive at the estate, where Sandra had lied to Kitty that there will be pudding in the dinner. Kitty was a demanding type of selfish girl whom everyone hated, especially the kids. Nell had no pudding in the house. She was surprised when Kitty made the demand. Sandra here was a bossy type lady and Tony was like yes minister type of guy. He sarcastically used to call her mother even though she was his wife. LOL. Now both of these guys were in a pickle, so Sandra ordered Tony to bring the pudding from a nearby store, even if they have to steal it. Tony obeyed her order. He and Simon left the house to get that. One more thing, Sandra always had a crush on James. Later, Bella and Alex arrive. Bella was a rough and tough type of lady, whereas Alex was soft. Sophie was visibly unhappy about being here, as these ladies were always posh and rich. She was not. Sandra particularly hated Sophie as she was new. She always liked James. Neil had asked Sandra to call their other friend Lizzie for dinner. Since Sandra didn't like Lizzie as well, hence she gave a miss. This lady had picked a bone with many, I guess. Sometime later, Tony and Simon came back with the pudding. Tony had literally stolen it from a store. This was his first time, hence he was ecstatic about it. In the evening, the dinner was ready. Everyone was at the table. But the strange thing here was that there was no water for drinking or otherwise. Everyone was offered a soft drink, juice, Fanta, or other beverages. Even for the dinner, there was not much food. Everyone had just one potato and other small stuff. This doesn't seem like a regular Christmas dinner party. The reason is revealed when Nell asked whether any one of them heard the Queen's speech yesterday. Everyone replied no, and Tony said she is hiding in a bunker with the dog food. Bella was scared as she looked through the window at the clouds. So let me tell you what is going on here. A gigantic poisonous gas storm was sweeping across the globe, which was killing everyone. Millions have died when they came in contact with it. It will be airborne. The government and scientists say the gas attacks the nervous system, damages immunity, kills you slowly and painfully. They don't know where it started, how it started, or who started it. But its size is so huge that they can't control it, divert it, or diffuse it. Just like the Wuhan virus, nobody knows how it evolved, how it got mutated, how many more mutations, when it will stop. Or whether it will stop. How many more doses every year, or every half year, or every month. Nobody has a clear idea. But in the film, the governments had a clear idea. They knew that they can't control it, hence they have given an exit pill to all legal citizens. When the gas was near, if people consumed this pill, then they will die instantly without much pain. There were a limited amount of pills, hence only the rich got it. These all guys have decided to take that pill tomorrow morning, as it was predicted that the gas storm will be there by tomorrow. For one last time, these people were clinging to happiness. They were pretending to be happy because they had no choice. However, Sophie didn't agree to this. She was pregnant, and she knowingly didn't want to kill her baby. Hence she creates a scene at the dinner. This exposed Sandra, who had lied to Kitty about the storm. She had said it's the Russian who did it. After dinner, Sandra and Nell tried to explain the situation. They said they love them very much. But they don't have any choice because the gas will cause severe pain. They don't want their kids to suffer. They all are dying tonight together by taking the pill. It will be painless. Kitty and twins were convinced, whereas Art was a little bit skeptical. James broke the news of Sophie's pregnancy to Simon and Tony. He also explained her decision of not taking the pill tonight. Simon understood the dilemma, but asked him to keep that news to themselves. He didn't want the kids to feel that they had a choice. Convincing the kids is the most difficult thing to do. The ladies and kids started playing guessing games, were enjoying themselves. Later everyone gathered around. Kitty opened her Christmas gift. It was a doll from Dad Tony. When she pulled a string from its back, it made a sound like, "I love you, Dad, you are the best in the whole wide world." Kitty liked it, she hugged and thanked Tony for it. But she refused to hug her mom as had lied to her twice. As these two were bickering, Art was impatient. His gift was wrapped in a newspaper that said 2 million deaths. He threw the gift at everyone's face and ran away from there. Simon followed him, he tried to calm him down. Art saw no point in having a gift as the gift will last longer than him. He asked Simon whether it is true that everyone is not getting the pills. Simon nodded in yes and said only legal citizens are getting the pills. Homeless and illegal immigrants are not getting it as they are not in the system. For Art, it seemed cruel, but that was the way. At night everyone enjoyed their final night with firecrackers, they burst a lot of them. Kids played video games, watched movies. Adults gathered around to remember good old days and to forgive their past mistakes. They spill each other's dirty secret. James reveals Sandra's intimacy with others where Bella revealed her one-night stand with Tony. Alex was feeling left out in these conversations, she started drinking and soon passed out. Art was watching the warning video clip about the gas on his secret mobile. He was definitely not ready to die. Later, Simon, Nell, and the twins started Zoom call with Nell's mom. This estate house was hers and she was living in another city where gas was fast approaching. Grandma wished happy Christmas to the kids, she was happy, she missed being with them. She gave them love and said goodbye. The gas was almost near her mansion, she took the pill as gas spat through her. Nell was shell-shocked and horrified in knowing this. Alex was deep asleep due to drinking. Bella brought her to the room and started checking the news on the internet. Apparently, this gas was not killing people, it was turning people into zombies. Government had lied to everyone by saying it's killing them. They never wanted zombies. Hence gave them pills for fast termination. Bella here was discussing all this with Sandra for one last time. Here both these guys patched up their differences. Art was a smart conspiracy type of kid who was digging more. He went to James's room and asked him what will pill do exactly. James was a doctor, he said the death will be painless. But Art argued against it. What if the government is wrong? What if the scientists were wrong? How can we blindly trust anyone with our life? James tried his best in answering, but Art was adamant. Hence went away to bring Simon. Sophie told Art that she is not taking the pill, she didn't want to kill her baby on her own. The time was almost midnight. We see a few shots of gas tornadoes coming towards this house. Later Art told Nell that he is not taking the pill, he wanted to see the consequence of gas. Simon and Nell took him out and tried their best to convince him. Art was giving them hope when there was none. He thought his parents were killing him, so he ran away from them. Simon followed him. After running for a few minutes he saw a car where a couple had committed suicide by taking the pill. Their baby was alive. The gas was almost there. As Art inhaled it, he started screaming in pain. Simon hurriedly grabbed him and ran back to the house. He told everyone it's time. Art was knocked out. Everyone was at the door of death, hence they ran to their room without saying a proper goodbye. Alex was in deep sleep, hence Bella placed the pill in her mouth and made her swallow. She also took the pill. Sandra, Tony and Kitty also took the pill. After a few minutes, Kitty remembered her doll. She demanded it from her dad. Tony and Sandra both had already lost their sensation in the leg, hence they couldn't move. Finally, Kitty ran to grab her doll. When she returned, both of them were gone. She opened the window and slept beside her mom while hugging her. She pulled the doll string which said the standard message. Meaning even though she was demanding, she loved her parents. Simon and Nell tried to wake up Art, but it seemed he was gone. He had puked the blood. They all took the pill and died together on the bed. In the adjacent room, Alex woke up with vomiting. She vomited her pill unknowingly. Meaning she was now going to die a horrible death. Bella grasped the situation, she asked for the last dance. They had 5 minutes left. Alex agreed. While dancing, Bella poked a knife into Alex, so that she can die instantly. Both died on the kitchen floor. James and Sophia discussed a lot. James finally convinced Sophia and these guys also took the pill. Soon the building was in the thick gas cloud. The next morning we see snow everywhere. It seemed snowfall last night. Everyone in the house was dead. Then suddenly we see Art waking up. He was alive. With this, the movie ends. So what happened at the end? Firstly, he had not taken the pill. Simon assumed that he was dead. The snowfall must have caused a dilution in gas, because of which it might not be that deadly. It might have knocked him for a few hours. Or Art was turned into a zombie. I believe he was a zombie. Talking about the origin of that gas storm, it could be natural or man-made. Mother Earth might have produced such poisons due to the effect of climate change or global warming. In 1986, when Chernobyl exploded, there was a huge scare of radiation clouds. A large-scale massacre of livestock took place. Hence it could be man-made. It could be possible that governments around the world made a conscious decision to end overpopulation. Being a zombie might be a side effect. They might have created the storm. The story was written well before the pandemic. After going through 2 years of the hellish pandemic, this movie makes perfect sense. Crazy times. What this dark comedy tells us is how to be happy when we know that death is certain. Here adults were lying to kids to save them from the horror of zombies. They loved them, they decided with their limited knowledge. They had no choice, did their best. It's a bloody hilarious movie. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, then please subscribe to my channel. Give it a like. Thanks for watching. Take care.